Today's Gospel, Nathanael asked Philip, "Can anything good come from Nazareth?" This question helped me to reflect about Pope Benedict XVI, who wrote two big books about Jesus of Nazareth. So this reflection is mainly based on Bishop Robert Barron's writing. So on December 31st, 2022, Pope Benedict XVI passed away and entered into his eternal homeland. He was a renowned scholar and brilliant leader. He sought first and foremost to heed God's calling, and as such, his legacy is remarkable. It is obvious that as priest, bishop, theologian, and pope, he was a man of faith. But it is perhaps equally important to point out that he was also one of the greatest defenders of reason on the world stage. Pope Benedict XVI had an extraordinary capacity to listen to all perspectives and then to find an illuminating synthesis. He leaves a remarkable legacy in both the church he served and in the wider society. Often denounced by his opponents as a fire-breathing conservative, he was in fact one of the most balanced and stabilizing figures within the Catholic scope. The defining event of his life was the Second Vatican Council, the gathering of bishops and theologians from 1962 to 1965 that placed the Catholic Church in a renewed conversation with the contemporary world. Though only 35 when he was tapped to be theological advisor to one of the leading German cardinals, Ratzinger proved to be a significant player at Vatican II, contributing to the composition of many of his major documents and explaining his teaching to the wider culture. At the council itself, he proved argumentative to those conservative forces who were resisting the renewal which the majority of bishops favored. One of the ironies of his life is that, in the wake of Vatican II, he found himself standing crosswise progressives who wanted to push beyond the council documents and compromise the integrity of Catholicism. Thus, the liberal of the council became the conservative of the post-conciliar years, even as in his own judgment, his views never changed. Someone of like mind was the Cardinal Archbishop of Krakow, Karol Wojtyla, who upon being elected Pope John Paul II, chose Ratzinger to be his chief doctrinal advisor. As head of the Congregation for the Doctrine of Faith, Ratzinger spent 25 years articulating the teaching of Vatican II and defending it against his critics on both and left. His election as Pope Benedict XVI in 2005, following the death of John Paul II, was largely a function of his being perceived as a balanced man of the council. Those who knew Joseph Ratzinger personally could only shake their heads at such a description, for he was in fact a gentle, very kind, soft-spoken academic whose particular gift was the finding of common ground. The thousands of bishops who came to Rome for their ad limina visits during Ratzinger's years as prefect were typically impressed by the man's extraordinary capacity to listen to all perspectives and then to find an illuminating synthesis. His friends say that after a long day of work during the John Paul II years, Ratzinger most liked to visit one of the bookstores near the Vatican, find the latest book of theology, and make his way to a quiet corner of a nearby restaurant and dine alone while absorbing the text. It may not surprise that The last 10 years spent in quiet retreat in the Vatican gardens represented the way he really wanted to live all of his life. His extraordinary learning, knowledge, and command of languages were on clear display. But what always impressed most about him was his evident love for Christ. Pope Benedict said that Christianity is not an ideology or a philosophy, but a rather a relationship to a person, to the living Jesus Christ. In his bearing, his gaze, the tone of his voice, and his manner, he believed this more to the point. That is why the last words of Pope Emeritus Benedict XVI, as he lay on his deathbed, were, "Lord, I love you." Rest in peace, Benedict XVI.